They said broad daylight was the safest time to walk home, until two boys proved how wrong that was. 17-year-old Maya Brooks was dragged toward the old bridge by classmates who laughed like they owned the world. "Come on, black girl, don't make this harder," one of them sneered, gripping her wrist until her skin reddened. "No teachers, no friends, no help. Just fear, concrete, and the sound of water below." But what if the girl they cornered wasn't the victim they imagined? A shout echoed across the railing as the scene began. The scream hit the air before anyone understood what was happening. "Get over here, black girl. We're not done with you." The words slammed into 17-year-old Maya Brooks as two white senior boys grabbed her backpack strap and yanked her toward the old highway bridge. Sunlight flashed across the water below, bright and blinding, but the threat in their voices made everything feel cold. One boy shoved her shoulder. "Don't look at us like that. Girls like you don't belong at Riverside High anyway." Maya's throat tightened, but she forced herself not to react. She had faced worse, though no one here could ever know that. Her father had taught her to breathe, to observe, to hide the truth that lived in her bones. The boys didn't notice the way her fingers curled in, the way her eyes sharpened. They were too busy laughing as they dragged her closer to the guardrail. One of them whispered, "Bet she can't swim." A car horn echoed in the distance, a sound that would fade far too quickly as Maya's shoes scraped the concrete. Maya tried to pull back, but the boys forced her arms toward the railing, pinning her elbows so tightly she could barely breathe. Her phone slipped from her pocket and skittered across the pavement before dropping through the gaps in the bridge. The splash below was small, but the humiliation hit like a punch. One of the boys grinned. "There goes your only lifeline." Students on the walkway slowed but kept a cowardly distance, whispering instead of stepping in. Maya heard a girl laugh quietly, a tiny sound, but sharp enough to cut deeper than the boy's hands. "Look at her face," the taller boy said. "She's shaking." "Thought you were tough." She wasn't shaking. She was calculating. But letting them believe she was weak meant they'd stop looking closely. It bought her seconds. The boys pressed her hip against the metal railing. The drop below was at least 50 feet. Her palms burned as she tried to push away from the edge. "What would you do," the shorter one taunted, "if we just let you go? Think anyone would miss you?" Maya's breath hitched, not from fear, but from something sharper. Her father had warned her, if they corner you and you can't walk away, finish it fast. A gust of wind rattled the guardrail, and all the murmurs around her faded into one question she silently asked herself: is now the line? Is this where you stop hiding? The taller boy tightened his grip. "Say you're nothing. Say it, or we'll give everyone a video they'll never forget." His friend lifted his phone, recording gleefully, expecting tears. Maya lowered her gaze, letting her braids fall forward, seeming defeated. "Please don't," she whispered, a deliberate pause, a breath she shaped for effect. The boys leaned in closer, convinced they had crushed her. That was the mistake. She lifted her head slowly. Her eyes were no longer pleading, they were precise, focused, and terrifyingly calm. "You want a video?" she said. "Then watch closely." Before either boy processed the shift, she rotated her wrist, broke the taller boy's grip, dropped low, and swept his ankles out in one controlled strike. He hit the ground with a shocked grunt. The second boy lunged, but Maya pivoted, shoved his shoulder off balance, and pressed her knee to his sternum just hard enough to freeze him. Gasps exploded behind them. The fallen boy stared up, breath shaking. What are you?" Maya leaned in, her voice low. "My dad works for the CIA. And I trained with him. You really thought I couldn't fight back?" Both boys scrambled backward, stumbling over each other as they tried to stand. One clutched his wrist, the other held his scraped shoulder. Their bravado evaporated. Maya stepped forward, her voice steady. "Next time you drag someone to the edge, pray it isn't someone like me." students finally rushed in, this time to help her, not to watch. But Maya didn't gloat. She backed away from the railing, breathing evenly, choosing restraint over revenge. The boys fled down the walkway, their phones still recording their humiliation. Later, investigators would review the footage, and the school would suspend both teens for assault and hate intimidation. Before leaving the bridge, Maya touched the railing gently, a small reminder of the line she refused to cross unless forced. Strength isn't what you show the world. It's what you hold back.